Hi. The lady who had helped represent my immigration case up to the through the deportation, I was fighting a deportation case. I was fighting a deportation case because my body harmed caused bodily injury to my son's dad's head. So she had represented me through the Violence Against Women Act, and we had won the case in favor of me staying in the United States because my family members had um, uh, just thought for themselves that this is where they want to be, whereas I myself am very extremely wordy about my interests, about my self interest. I've become so ever since 1999, so much that everyone around me became unable to give me attention on whatever topic they brought up. And I would make them feel stupid sometimes. Sometimes they would feel like I was ridiculing them. They would call me a smartass and goody tissues. Um, my level of reliance on accurate speech form became so bright after not perishing permanently from the LSD experiences in 1999 when I was suicidal. So I quit thinking in Spanish back then, and the people that spoke English with me up to a point of a okay, let's take a breath now. Ah, all right. And so, what are you doing today? And what are you doing a year from now? What are you doing 2 years from now, ma'am? What are you doing 5 years? What about 10 years? Oh, can we get you on a 20-year plan, 30-year plan? So plans, it's becomes about, well, let's make plans for what you're doing, where you're going, and always my level of tranquility is such as I am prompted to speech where others control the um the level of mediation from my ambulant body, from my consciousness that they require for their endeavors. Well, I'm unconscious too, I guess. To some extent, that's how an interest to others that have relied on the interpretations of the mind readers while I'm unconscious to carry on meddling. Well, I have been severely disabled. You can't sit down from the pain, yet I feel joy in my heart because I'm led to ramble on my own about my life story and about how sick I am and how obedient I am to the the peer pressure that comes from civilized folk that do have the patience to listen these minutes. They can pause or and listen later or whatever. The situation is not dangerous, so that like my son is not dying, I'm not dying, somebody's not dying. If somebody unfortunately is dying every 4 seconds somewhere in the world. That's what the statistics tell me. And they tell me every 2 seconds, happy birthday! Somebody in the world is celebrating a birth. And then, oh no, now we have to cry again because somebody's dead somewhere else. There's a heartache of death. And so I'm told, only with words what I don't feel like. I don't get to sense humanity from, like, I don't know, in that manner, or maybe I do, but my reliance is a lot more on words. So I'm prompted to blah, 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 blah intermittently during my lifetime. And I have been lulled into periods of extreme silence where others, opportunistic uh, men and women, that, well, what's the matter if she stops thinking Spanish? When I was 15 years old, I might have had already some um, a fake representative um, through like psychic ways, psychic abuse since maybe I was 15. Maybe I used to like dream in Spanish and they will like make believe words in Spanish or something since I was 15 or 16, 17, 18, and until my dreams that I could recall were never Spanish anymore. So why do I know that they weren't inventing I don't know. They have let me in so much information about computer engineering, computer models that I I can't stop being joyous. And my joy unfortunately is not related to anybody near. And so that makes me sad because my son is here, my son hates me. And I cannot forget that my son now hates me. And I have to explain to myself, why does my son hate me? What happened? I don't know. I just tried to obey. I tried to go to the doctor for help. And um, I they refused to give me surgery for the cysts since I was a teenager. I already had many tumors protruding outwardly on my skin. I can feel them. Um, I can feel more of them nowadays. So this is the good level of care that I get from the world, where I could dance away to death when I'm a teenager, and then talk my way into getting out of the trouble that other people got me into, or that I myself got into because I followed the wrong advice from someone, or because I was um I don't know. I was I'm not sure what mistake to think about at the moment. I say that's all I think about is my mistakes. And the greatest that got me into the speech is when Mark's head was hurt, and when my I didn't go to trial, so I didn't know the truth that he said that day. Let's get divorced, and I couldn't, with my own reasoning, with my own self, say, "Oh, thank you!" Like, oh, finally, we're going to be divorced, and I can go back to my previous plans. Like I had guessed that the mental illness would stop. Uh, that had started, that had, and already become schizophrenia. Was I had I hoped that that would stop. Because I thought maybe that was somehow spiritually related. Like maybe because I was not okay with with God, and I didn't have the mind to go read theology, or like take a theology course at a university to fill in the missing pieces to reconcile the most ignorant representation of the faith with the most advanced scientific computer knowledge available to reconcile the concepts of eternity, of immortality. Our quest for eternity is not only in the holy books that guide the behavior of beings with me that are born lacking those brain cells, as shown in page 604 of the psychology book. You know, those are all love in a way. Try to mind control the behavior of the sentient being that looks like them, that can act like them, and could reproduce with, yet it's a bit different. They want me to make an appointment to donate blood. I keep getting those phone calls. And I say, okay, so that's how I help, maybe? So I'm going to take the call.